Will Kenny please do a write-up on the meat rice recipe? I'm in charge of food for a weekend riding trip and would like to wow my friends while also weeding out anyone who's not up to the task of massive carb consumption.
That is good. All right, so here's the breakdown. You're going to want some steak. Steak is up to you on what you want to do. You can be a baller, get some like filet mignon. You can even get the pre-cut up stuff. But essentially what you're after is something like a tri-tip, and you're going to want to cube it up into pretty small pieces. Not like ultra small, but like definitely very easy single bite-sized pieces. No bigger than that.
So like 3/4 of an inch?
I'm going to say a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch kind of thing. If you want to make them more in like a little bit of strips, that's fine too. But keep them reasonably sized. For sauce,
you know, the smaller they are, the easier it is to shovel it in your face.
That is correct. Yeah, you can always have more small pieces of meat, but you don't want to choke on a big one.
Jesus Christ, Kenny, crazy.
Yep. Eating 101 here. So the sauce is really important. It has to be spicy Allegro sauce. You're going to have to find it. It's sold in most parts of the country. Most of the Smith's-owned stores, so Kroger, Smith's, probably King Soopers, there might be a few others. I think most of those supermarkets have it. Spicy Allegro. Very important. Not regular Allegro. Spicy Allegro. You're going to dice up all that meat.
Hot and spicy marinade?
That's correct.
And that's Allegro, Allegro. Hot and spicy marinade.
It is $16 for a
4-pack of 12-ounce bottles.
All right.
It's regular sauce price, depending on the strength of the yen. So, you've got your spicy Allegro. You are going to dice up all of your meat. You're going to pop it in your pan, and you're going to put your spicy Allegro in there. As far as ratio, it's probably like, that's a 12-ounce bottle. You're probably doing like 2 ounces per pound kind of thing. Like, it needs to sit in a pretty good amount of sauce. Like, you can't really overdo it with the sauce because it's going to sit in that sauce. It's going to be a little bit on the watery side. Like, that's okay, because then you can kind of dole out. You pop the meat out of there once it's cooked, and you kind of dole out the amount of sauce you want, because it's fairly spicy. Not like blow your face off, but it's definitely got a kick. If you want to put some extra stuff in there.
Quick interjection.
Yeah.
Would it be acceptable, like if you're going to make this Saturday night, could you cube it up like Friday night or Saturday morning, throw it in the marinade overnight?
You could. I've never done that because I usually decide to make meat rice like right then and there. If you were super prepared,
spontaneous meat ricing.
Yeah, if you were prepared, you could probably do that, and it would probably be pretty lit. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that.
All right. Continue.
So generally speaking, you're gonna like let that kind of marinate. You really don't need to cook that until the end. It truly takes like 4 minutes to cook that, because you're just gonna put it in a nice big saucepan essentially, and you're gonna put it on a medium heat. You want it to like barely bubble. Don't go rowdy with it, and just keep stirring up all that meat. And yeah, definitely don't overcook it. It doesn't take very long because it's sitting in a giant, like the surface area of that sauce is like everywhere, right? So it cooks pretty quickly. Anyway, so you're going to cook that kind of last.
I'm looking at the ingredients. The sauce does have some, like a sugar syrup in it. So if you do cook that on too high of a heat, it's going to just burn and taste like shit.
Yeah, you're going to have so much sauce. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's just going to like bubble for like a really, really long time. I've definitely never burnt it, but you can kind of overcook the steak and just make it not great. Next up, you're going to need some basmati white rice, and hopefully you have an Instant Pot, because that should be the only way that you cook rice. But if you do it old school, you can do it. You're going to cook that how you would rice, and then you're going to add butter, quite a bit of it actually when it's done, and salt and pepper. So real simple on the rice. Then you're going to want to get either tater tots or crispy crowns, and you just cook those suckers on a baking sheet in the oven like you do tater tots. So plan for that accordingly on time and all that kind of crap. And then you are going to get Velveeta shells and cheese, just traditional, and cook them like you do Velveeta shell and cheese. And then when that's all done, you're going to, the general stacking order is going to be, it's going to be white rice on the bottom, and then you're usually going to go tater tots, and then you're going to go shells and cheese, and then on top of that, it's going to be meat and however much sauce you want, and then the sauce will kind of just soak up into everything.
Kenny, can we pause so I can make meat rice?
Yeah, I don't think people know how good it is. It changes people's lives, sometimes for the worse. But it will change your life.